Welcome back to another reaction to Sentenced to Be a Hero, episode 6. We are already halfway through. Now we have to see what this betray is all about. We have some humans that are fighting on the front of the Demon Lord side. How are they still human? I mean, we didn't really see them, but most of them turn into monsters, so definitely going to be interesting to see what is going on. They are humans, okay. How did they not turn into monsters? I did not really like that one salve of fire arrows was enough to destroy the whole barricade system. Unless there is a spy that was telling them what exactly to target, which could be the case. I mean, this is more or less what we saw last episode. They broke through. Everything is burning. Not how the plan was supposed to go. Because the whole idea was to... Who we have? I don't know. The whole plan was to have the assault be thwarted by our defenses, then get the Demon Lord to show up, and somehow we were trying to win against the Demon Lord one-on-one. There is a trap, but I don't really know what the idea was, because the whole night was unable to defeat this Demon Lord because of his high life regeneration. We will see if that is going to play a role at all at this point. Or fairy humans? No. Which we did hear about from the... I forgot his name. But the one that always stays behind, the one that nearly saved humanity, question mark? Also he says, which, now that I think about it, is true. Because he uncovered the truth that no one should uncover. Totally randomly. But he did say that, or he did uncover that there are some demon worshippers in the human ranks. So these are part of that, which means that there's a bigger reason for all of them to die now, because this secret is not allowed to get out. Which does mean that my idea that the knights are potentially sacrificial pawns holds a lot more merit now. Oh, interesting. We do know she, or the goddesses, got created to fight against the Demon Lord. They just want acknowledgement and head pats. I did not consider that they may not be allowed to fight against humans. Interesting. Is this an inhibition? Is this something hard-coded you can't go against? I do wonder how the restriction works. Is it just I don't want to? Or I literally can't? It is structurally impossible. So it is a can't. Interesting. But you would be able to fight against fairy humans? He knows. So he tried? Or he got the information from the other goddess, I assume? The sacred seal communication is more garbage with non-heroes. Oh. 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 So they have a seal which they use to talk with one another. Oh, it's a tattoo, I guess. And it is more garbage with non-heroes? Is there maybe a reason or something behind the hero rituals that makes them more compatible with this communication? Is that maybe because the tattoo is the one, the sacred seal they got on their neck, which supposedly explodes or can explode, is the one that makes the communication possible, and if you don't want to take the tattoo, it doesn't work as well. But a non-hero could theoretically communicate as well if they tattoo it on their body. Maybe. And it also means that someone was able to remove the communication part from the explosion part that supposedly is on the tattoo as well. Which I assume is our king. So he should be able to tattoo this on someone's body and they would be able to communicate as well as the other ones. Maybe. Unless there's really something with the hero rituals that makes them more compatible with the sacred seal. So some noble, okay. So some of the noble families is in cahoots with the demons. Or fairies. Right, still okay. So they knew about the underground passage. I don't really remember how we found out. Is this... So they are from one of the noble families. There are a lot of people that are around the planning stage. It could be anyone at this point. The traitor. It could be the guy that we had 2 episodes ago, I believe, at this point. That more or less is in control of everything, that made the plan, and that we got some concessions out of. It could be anyone around him that we maybe have not even seen. It could be the one that is controlling the goddess, which I believe is someone else. I do not remember. Could be him and his noble family. There could be so many people. I do not believe it is going to be this. It is not going to be our knight captain. She's probably clean. It may be someone that wants to get rid of her because she's not really a noble. She only is here because of her dad, that is a bishop. There may be something going on around there. But point is, we don't really know who the traitor is. Could also be him. Because he's a little bit iffy. Why are you even here? Only Tatsuya was supposed to be here. I mean, you come back to life, right?
心が第一かよ。
ベニティムさん、大丈夫っすよ。そっちはタピアさんがいるでしょ。つうか、陛下は下がってもらっていいですか。カイラックも出てきてますし、もう正門は持たないっすよ。
So whenever someone is talking about or over this tattoo, it's like it's more or less like a walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkies are connected, but a radio. So when someone talks, everyone is on the same frequency. They all listen in. So theoretically, the Knight Commander hears what is going on here, or can, but it is a little bit garbled.
王が退いたとなれば、国土は心の支えを失う。最長、増援はまだだ。
こっちに増援なんていませんし、それにそもそも王じゃないでしょ。
かくなる上は訪問開け。訪問開け。
Oh, so we have a second idea, second plan. Now, it does somewhat matter who exactly the traitor is. If the traitor is one of the original people that are now not here anymore, they have an idea more or less about the layout and stuff like that, the main plan. But if the traitor is inside still, then they would know about all of these little gadgets. So if I assume the traitor is not inside right now, so they just got lucky destroying the barricade with the flame arrows. Fair enough. They don't know what this is. We don't know what this is, to be honest. As long as the traitor's not inside still, which I don't believe is the case. We have cannons. Okay. Cannons are very effective. Now, additionally, I am still iffy on the whole plan. It feels weird that the Demon Lord is even attacking this fortress. I feel like this whole thing is more or less just made up so they can kill the heroes. And there was never really a plan to kill the Demon Lord. Okay, so why is everything why do we have all these different names? Runters? What are Runters? Diverkid Development Corporation. Do we need to know who that is? This is the second corporation we get name dropped, I believe. Last episode or a couple episodes before, we got another corporation name dropped. How do we get these? First off, or is this something that King made? Who made these? How did we get these cannons? I could see maybe King making these, but otherwise I don't believe the military would have allowed them to use these or get these even, because they seem expensive and you would lose them because, you know, you want to destroy the whole fortress essentially. Only part I could assume is that we had these cannons because it's a fort and King prepared them into sacred sea cannon. Well, what are you loading? Oh, you're loading these. Okay. No, you're not loading shells. Maybe that is like a shell. Maybe this is like a cylinder that you're loading that has one big charge, and then you unload the gold one, reload with another gold one. Oh, it has shells. Okay. I'm assuming these guys are very tough to defeat. Otherwise, that is a lot of firepower used for some bulls running in.
やはり狙いが不十分か。連射は不可能です。次の波で到達されます。であれば、ザイロ総帥出番だ。敵将を撃て。仕方ね。
Yeah, but the whole idea was that you go and defeat the demon lord.
人間の相手は俺がやる。いけるな、テオリッタ。
ザイロ、本当にこのまま戦いを挑むのですか？
At least give her a little bit of a head pat. I mean, if you come out of this fight winning, then she deserves at least a little bit of recognition.
どういう意味だ？
あなたは自分の命を懸けてばかりいます。私にはそうするなというくせに。
Fair enough.
俺はいいんだよ。死んでも蘇生できる。
Also fair enough.
いいえ、そうでなくてもあなたは戦うでしょう。
何が言いたい？
要塞に残った聖騎士団や甲府たち、ひいては今ここにいない名も知らぬ人々のために、誰かのために戦う。結局のところ、あなたも女神と同じなのです。それなのに女神のあり方を認めようとしないのは同族嫌悪というものです。
くそ。とにかくやるぞ。ようやく魔王が来やがった。
Is it? Why did he come out?
ようやく魔王が来やがった。
ええ、あなたは勇者で私は女神です。その戦いを祝福しなければなりません。お互いにそれが仕事ですから。仕方ありませんよね。
はあ、その通りだ。
ザイロ、この戦い必ず勝ちましょう。
ああ、行くぞ。
どうして人間が
Right. This is not Xylo, right? This is one of the riders. Why do I feel like we are going to see who's betraying us?
どうして人間が
ここが我々の墓標か。おい。
What the fuck? What? What the fuck? How strong is Tatsuya? Holy shit! For the he can defeat so many of these fairies, and against humans he just needs to shout a bit and bam, job done. It's an ambush. Are you crazy? You're attacking them. Oh, it's. I was like, it looked like as if he was on the ground looking up. No, he's looking forward. I mean, they don't know how terrifying heroes can be. They only know the rumors about heroes. I mean, at least you don't have to fight.
援護だ
Offer support for what? Fight is over. You can clean up if you want.
総員
I feel like you're going to hit Tatsuya instead. Why didn't you start with this? You know? Instead of waiting for them to come. By the way, we only saw 4 riders and they're mostly dead. Now this is a part that is a little bit bad. Tatsuya doesn't have really a stop. He doesn't have the mental faculties to be like, maybe we should take one in. Just to see who he is. Where is he coming from?
消えた
Yeah, we could have used one to find out some more. Okay. Straight up, what are you doing? What are you doing here? You are bathing because you see dead people? I assumed you would already be used to that. I mean, it's not only whenever we saw the knights fight against the fairies, there were a lot of dead knights. They are not doing well. So you should be able, or you should have seen dead bodies. Now maybe you're a fresh recruit. That could be it.
何なんだあいつは
But these
人
bodies
間じゃない
are not in a worse condition than when fairies kill them.
あれは魔人だ いたぞ
I mean, he literally saved you. While you were all gawking, doing nothing, he attacked them. And then you decided to shoot your attacks. So he's the one more or less carrying you at the moment. So be nice.
イブリスだ
So we will see what is his plan. He prepared a trap. He has to fight against a bunch of fairies just to get through the demon lord. And how are you going to get through his infinite regeneration? And still, even if you defeat him, I am assuming that the fortress is going to be blown up. And everyone is going to die. Everyone not important. That cannot come back, at least.
構成は最小限だ迂回する
Okay.
分かっています。どうぞ我が騎士。
ああ思い描いた通りだほら
I still don't know the explosion power. Is it relevant how big the sword is or not? Oh, so this is one of the big guys. Okay, they are pretty big. So I can understand why you use these cannons.
快楽かそら 手をいった飛ぶぞ
I'm assuming that was not enough to deal with
ガ
that.
ードかよ
Oh, it's these guys. Okay.
ザイロ、私が剣の雨を降らせます。
ダメだイブリスに力を残しておけ
そうは言っても。
So much for keeping engagements to a minimum. So I assume we get some support. I don't know of whom. Oh, wasn't there a noble family that wanted to support him? That is most likely his noble family from before he became a hero. Maybe they come along. Could also be the knights.
手をりった引くぞ
サイロ、あれは
I don't really remember what happens if you defeat the demon lord. All the enemies run away. Do they get reverted? And by the way, is this Silo or not? No, this looks like some kind of flare or shrieker.
サイロ、あれは
ネレティブなんであいつらが救援は断れと言ったはずだ
So, from the story we know, or from the conversations, which I really like, he was talking to Knight Captain, female Knight Captain, and she was telling him how she's not a noble, yada yada. But he asked her which noble house she is from, because he doesn't know her. Meaning, because he was a Knight Captain before, I assume Knight Captain, he was a captain for some group, that he is a noble, or was a noble before he got sentenced. And these people that offered their help to a hero, nonetheless, were most likely from his former noble lineage. People that, I don't know which house again they were from, but are most likely connected to him. That is why he was saying, refuse their help, I don't want their help, and stuff.
あ、ザイロ君怒ってます？
てめえ嘘つきやがったな
じゃあ逆に聞きますけど、なんで私が本当のこと言うと思うんですか？
I like this guy because he's a swindler and we can't really trust him. He's a very good character to have in the story because you can't take his word for granted. He can always lie. But a good swindler always hides his lies in truth. So whenever he's saying a bunch of stuff, 90% truth, one of them could be a lie. You never know. You can't trust him 100%. Makes it very good should he betray us at some point, which is a possibility. Then the signs were always there. In this case, what makes you think he would tell you the truth? You don't know what he's really about?
サイロ、助けてやばい殺される殺されちゃ
Is it Dota?
おった何して
Again, I'm still standing by my initial assumption. He's gonna be a traitor. Less traitor. He's going to be put in the heroes unit to further someone's goal. I'm assuming it's the guy with the glasses. I assume he's not part of the demon worshipping cult. He's most likely someone who is some kind of special unit that wants to get rid of the demon worshippers. And that is the reason why he's making all of these people heroes, even though they are very dangerous as heroes for the humans as well. And that is why Dota is here, because he also put him here probably to keep everyone under somewhat control, help them, so that he can use these heroes at some point to go against the demon worshipper. Because it doesn't really make sense to have some of these people as heroes. You have a king who has charisma, can get people on his side. That is very dangerous if you see them as dangerous criminals. You have Xylo, who is a hero, essentially. Someone we would see as a hero. Defeating Demon Lord after Demon Lord after Demon Lord. He has a new goddess on his side, so even the goddess is forgiving him, more or less, for his transgression. You have a swindler that knows the truth about demon worshippers on the hero team, which is very dangerous to have. Even if you bring him to not be able to tell anyone specifically, you can always talk around the issue. So you have a bunch of people that should not be in the hero's unit, but are. And I feel like there's a big reason for that. And Dota, it is very suspicious that he always steals the thing we most definitely need. And I'm assuming he is in the same position that he's going to steal something that we need, or is in a position that is going to be beneficial for us in the end by rescuing him. I'm being chased by mercenaries. Are you now? Man, what a coincidence, right? A group of mercenaries that we may need to fight off these hordes of enemies. Really? Really? I mean, the whole idea to have Dota go around to acquire money. He's not going to ask for money. He's stealing money. It's his idea, his job. And yes, again, I feel like if the writers, the noble ones, would not have appeared, these mercenaries would have played a similar role. Fucking insane. He is right. It's still fucking insane. You know, you steal the money from them and you're like, hey, I have money, I'm paying you. And they're like, oh, cool, we take it. You just pay them with their own money, which you then steal again, because why not? I do wonder how long the mercenaries are going to run behind him. I don't believe they're going to fight the fairies, but again, this whole situation, the swindler made it so that the nobles helped Xylo. Again, I assume that is the connection they have, darker skin, yada yada yada. And they helped Xylo in this situation. They helped distribute the threat a little bit. Everyone aggroes, all the fairies aggro a little bit different. If they were not coming here, Dota would be the one bringing the mercenaries to do the same, distributing the aggro a little bit. So, again, Dota is doing stuff that is helpful for us, which means I still believe he got put here by someone to do exactly that. And for some reason, or luck would have it, that both of these ideas came true at the same time. And we probably see now the fairies divide between the three. Most likely even only the two troops, the nobles and the mercenaries, because Xylo is the least important threat right now. So still don't know what the real idea is on defeating this guy. a massive sword. Again, I don't know if the explosion damage is relevant or related to the size of the sword. Because the explosion is coming from Xylo. The sword is coming from her. Which is a very good combination.
この剣は大きさと強度だけを重視したものです。長くは持ちません。
分かってる。
Now, what could be is that this demon lord is pretty weak, combat-wise, and tankiness, because it relies on his regeneration. Could be one of those things here. You will see.
私の祝福もなかなかのものでしょ。
Oh. He got reminded of the other goddess. Which probably said the same. Every goddess has their own ability. Terrietta has her swords. The other one we saw has poison. One can look into the future. What? I do not remember. Did we see what this goddess had? What was her ability? I do not remember. Did we ever see that? Whoa, 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 whoa. Was it water? This looks like water. Maybe heal? Whenever he was happy.
サイロ？
勝ちに行くぞ。
Another part that I never really put together. Don't really see that here, do we? They all have these tattoos. Okay. They all have these tattoos. Are these sacred seals? It never dawned on me. But they look similar to the sacred seals, but just bigger. Is this how they were made? You have like a homunculus that is this little girl, and you put a sacred seal on top of them? This would make sense why they all have this tattoo in a different way. Okay, the trap. I see. So the idea is to lure the demon lord to this position. Right? Okay.
よし。そうだ、来やがれ。
So I'm very interested to see what he's going to do. I can if we Google sentence to be a hero, goddess ability seen in anime? Question mark? Environment manipulation, biological weapons limited. Okay, it doesn't really say much. Okay. There is some skip content. Maybe, maybe I'm gonna react to some skip content. That could be good. Maybe it explains a little bit of the stuff I have missed. So we blow it up and produce some kind of sinkhole. Do they need to breathe? I feel like we are trying to drown them, which would be a similar effect to the poison.
は
偵察の時に仕掛けておいた罠、再接引だ。手をリッタ。
これで終わらせます。
What are you grabbing? What is it? I believe you did that once already.
今度の剣はすぐに朽ちることはありません。はあ。
So she has limited control over the sword. Okay. I believe we saw her levitating some swords. Now the question is, can she only do that with the sword she summons or generally? Now here's a problem. Sure, you damaged this one, but it can regenerate, right? Wasn't that the whole problem? That it can more or less regenerate faster than you can damage it?
すぐキビアたちに女神の毒を持ってこさせる。ここで少し休んでろ。
Oh, I see. I never thought of that. Silo's just smarter than me. So what he did, he just pinned the Demon Lord down in this hole. He's going to throw all the poison in here, and they are doing what they wanted to do in the fort in this hole instead. They're just going to poison it endlessly until it dies. Maybe put like a little bit sand over it, or maybe some kind of tar pit so we don't have to see it. This way we still have the fort available, which is one of the big points which made no sense. Because the fort, if we do this in the fort, is gone. You can't use it until the poison is gone, which probably takes a while. This way we still have the fort.
要塞を犠牲にする必要なんざどこにもね。
There was no reason to sacrifice the fort to kill the demon lord. But to kill you, maybe.
だいぶおとなしくなったな。このまま。
Oh, last ditch effort. Okay, I like that. It's more or less the last hurrah to defeat whatever put it down here. Because if the Demon Lord has enough time, it is going to be able to free itself. Did he protect her? What is this? The Demon Lord? Is that the real part of the Demon Lord? The one that is responsible for the regeneration? Or is he just concentrating the regeneration into a part that more or less gets free? I mean, this whole thing seems to go into the direction that Theorita is going to use all her power to help defeat this thing. Therefore, you know, getting infected again, the whole situation he already went through. That is what it seems like to go into in the direction of.
もはや限界か。
者ども早く退避せよ。これ以上犠牲者は出せん。サーブ避難経路の確保だ。
いやいや、こっちもやばいっすよ。ダメだ、逃げろ。 俺も逃げていいっすか？
みんなこっちには来ないでくださいよ。そっちで粘ってください。
待って誰か助けて傭兵団に殺される
I feel like the mercenaries would just turn around. I mean, it depends. If you stole all their money, maybe they're like, hey, if we don't get this money back, we are done. So better risk our life. We also have the nobles. They should at least be able to get the fort back. Defeating the Demon Lord, it has to be just Fiorita using her ultimate power again. But therefore running out of energy. For a moment I thought this was the end of the fight and he died. To see what happens whenever he gets revived.
でも私は
今ならフェアリーもこれでお前はもう限界だ見ればわかるお前の言う通り
I mean, he could still die.
同族嫌悪ってやつだ俺は意味のある戦いに勝利したい自分を大したやつだと思いたい俺もまだまだ捨てたもんじゃねえって信じたいアホみてえにつまらない動機だでもなでも
I'm just looking. We don't really see the tattoo. Is the tattoo the one that gets corrupted, maybe?
これは俺の戦いだ
I mean, he did. He defeated like 3 demon lords at this point. He's probably one of the most distinguished human fighters that is alive. Even though he is a hero. He can't really do much, so I'm assuming it is going to be Terrorita using her power, running out of energy, and then we may see her transform and see what happens. We may see that there's maybe a way to give her energy from Xylo. Maybe she doesn't get turned? I don't see any other way. Unless we get like... Wait. There were 2 other heroes we called, or Xylo wanted to call. Maybe one of them decided to come? This is the only other way I can see this resolving without going into sacrificing someone.
我が騎士たとえあなたがどう思おうと私はあなたと共に戦いますなぜなら私は偉大な女神テオリッタですから
ああそうだったな
You know, you are close to the end, potentially. How about a head pad? Just to give her... for some reason, I'm assuming that the head pad is giving energy. Because they all want the head pad.
ザイロ、私に死んでほしくないのなら、あなたが私を守ればよいのです。あなたは偉大な騎士なのです。
わかった。力を貸してくれ、テオリッタ。お前が命を懸ける場面は俺が決める。
ええ。
お前が死ぬときは俺。
Didn't he get impaled?
俺が指示する。
当然です。
だから勝つぞ。
Oh, okay. So it's more like a bullet wound, a flesh wound, if you want to say it like that. It's flying? What the fuck? I like the idea. It more or less abandoned its body. It made itself a new body with the same ability to just run away because it's dangerous.
特別な剣を用意します。
Special sword. Did you just drop your code here?
本当に特別な剣を。
This is the first time she dropped her code. Is she transforming herself?
殺せるのか不死身の相手を。
Good question.
これは聖剣。滅ぼせない相手は存在しません。この世界の外から召喚します。一呼吸の間、必ず持たせます。
一撃で命中させろってわけか。任せろ。
ええ、私たちは折れず負けず屈しません。
Now, we still don't really know how the old goddess got corrupted. Is it that she used all her ability and was in the corruption and it spread, or did she get attacked, which produced the corruption? I feel like this is a lot of energy she's going to use to summon this holy sword. It's very good, not very long. He could still die at the end. I don't remember. Why did you have a claw hand? Is this just cosmetic? Did you have a fake arm? I don't really remember. He's coming at the right time, huh?
ああ、通信がないと思ったらそんなとこにいたんすね。これ最後の一発っすから。
So we have all the heroes work together, I guess. Oh, I assumed she was still summoning it. No, it's the sheath she's removing. Interesting. I like that. I don't know why. But, you know, you have a weapon. It reminds me of Reinhardt in ReZero, where he has like a super OP sword, but he can't unsheath it because no one is strong enough for the sword to be drawn. This is similar. The sword is so strong that you need summoning it, maybe not even that difficult, but drawing the sword is the difficult part. I like that idea. Okay, it's just cosmetic. I mean, it makes sense to have these extra bits for as claws. But did you... It feels like you are more or less cutting, stabbing the soul. But it also feels like a black hole just sucking in the enemy. I have a bunch of questions. So we have this ability. Okay, first off, does she still have enough energy? She's not going to get corrupted, which is the whole question. How did the other goddess get corrupted? I feel like that is going to be important. There's probably a trigger for that. Okay. Then we have this sword, which is a holy sword. Do the other goddesses have a ultimate ability like this one? Where they have something that is on the same level? Is another question I had. Different question. Silo lost. He got hit in the shoulder. He lost, I assume, his hand. He got a little flesh wound on the back because he got penetrated. He got penetrated in the belly. He is hurting a lot. He may die. Or he may be repaired. The king got or went to like repair station or whatever it was called to get repaired. I believe he got like a wooden leg, so not as good. Because I feel like Xylo is damaged quite a bit by this. Yeah, I do wonder what the outcome is going to be. Him being injured a lot, she using all her power. And the holy sword is also purple, which is interesting. I did not even consider we can now see the tattoo better. It does look like one of those seals. Is that maybe where she gets her power from?
ほら、私は偉大でしょ。
I cannot see the story continuing with either of these two dying. So help? Question mark? Because I assume he's going to think she's going to die. Because this is the same situation. But I can't see her dying. Okay, she's only sleeping. Do we get no better vision on... You wonder about the seal.
テオリッタも一緒なんでしょ。怪我してるなら早く戻らなきゃ。
Yeah. I really wonder with the seal. Every goddess has a seal that is a more or less tattoo. Is that how she gets her power? What exactly are those? What is their goal? Is it maybe similar to the heroes that they can be revived? That they are connected? I feel like that is going to be a huge part of the story as well.
ここ。いやあ、起きたみたいだね。気分はどうだろう、ザイロ君。
Are you not the one that... No. Are you? You look very similar to the guy that made all of these people into heroes.
誰だ。安心してくれ。
Yeah, he's the only one that doesn't know him. Dota knows him? Not Dota. Tatsu, not Sniper Boy knows him, and Swindler knows him. Guaranteed. The other ones we don't know at this point. We know Xylo doesn't know him. He was there though at the time.
幸いにも君は死んでいない。その一歩手前ってところか。
So I'm assuming he's the same one that is responsible for the heroes. And I am assuming he is the one that is trying to get rid of the demon worshipper.
かな。修理場に行く必要がない程度には体は元通りになっ
The repair shop. Hmm?
たよ。もしかすると記憶障害は起きているかもしれないがね。
Interesting. So not only can they be revived, they can be healed through the hero debuff, buff, whatever the sentencing. They can be healed, and it can also lead to memory loss. Okay, interesting. But he doesn't need to be put to the repair shop, which is worse? Question mark. I mean, there he's not going to lose his memory. Unless the repair shop is really just them essentially be like, okay, we can't heal him anymore. We kill him, bring him back. Could be that.
誰なんだ。君らの味方だと思って。
Who? It is a book. Here, he is totally normal. He does have someone at his side, though. She just gave him the book, or is this what he
君ら
Xylo
の味
sees?
方だと思ってくれて構わない。とにかく
Okay.
君が無事で安心したよ。勇者部隊は我々にとっての切り札だからね。
If that were the case, you would have more heroes. One of the reasons why I believe the hero units are being used for something else entirely.
ひどいな。こうして密かに訪問するのもかなりの手間をかけたんだよ。
Confidential, huh? I really enjoy shows that are similar to Sentence to be Hero. We have the ending credits going, but the show is still going. I really like this in Mushoku Tensei Season 1 when the opening was like 15-30 seconds of world building, not a whole song, not a whole opening, just using the time that they have to show you more of the show.
贈り物を届けるのも一苦労だった。近隣の開拓村から感謝の気持ちらしい。君は空飛ぶ稲妻と呼ばれて人気になっているみたいだよ。出ていけ。
Again, making him a hero if you want to keep the heroes down, a very bad decision. Unless you need them for something else later on. Now, are you not asking about Terrorita?
わかった。君の主張を受け入れよう。で
But
も知っておいてほしい。民間人だけじゃなく、君たち勇者の活躍に注目している者が神殿や軍部にもいることを。うせろ。
I mean, that is a part you do not want to mention to Xylo, because he knows there's some bullshit going on because he got betrayed by them. And that is why he lost the first goddess. So he doesn't really care about the military, he doesn't care about the church, he doesn't care about the king. It is still interesting that he's so set on fighting. He did say he wants to feel like he is worth something. So that is why he's still fighting. Maybe we can get him to have as a new goal to uncover what really happened. I believe that was at the beginning what he wanted to do, but all this fighting is probably wearing him down.
ああ、最後に一つ。
We are still here.
過度な命令違反には気をつけて。君たちを目障りに考えている勢力は確かに存在する。特に君はとある勢力に注目されている。
Demon worshipper. You are going to name them, right? Now, this is interesting because he defeated the Demon Lord again. That is like the fourth one he got rid of. But he did disobey orders again. So it's... And he always was... They did say he always was more a maverick kind of character. Whenever he was the knight captain of his little group, or the captain of his group, he also was not really listening to orders that well. So that is, runs in his blood.
だろうな。
彼らは強制派と呼ばれ。
Coexisters, huh? I mean, we can all change names to be more politically acceptable. Demon worshippers feels like a better option. Which is interesting, again, he's telling him. Meaning we have two heroes who now have an idea about these demon worshippers. Which you would not do if you didn't want to use them in some way.
魔王現象との融和を掲げている。では、失礼。
Which is corroborating what the swindler told him. So it is truth. I mean, he knows. Essentially, he knows that this is happening. He saw them. He saw the 4 human archers. So he knew it was real. But now he got another confirmation.
終わりましたよ。もう結構です、女神様。
Come on. But okay, we see she doesn't have a tattoo on her left side. We didn't even see her. I hope he's going to, snap out of this confusion. And yes, you should praise her. I don't know why he doesn't do that. I am assuming he did that with the previous goddess. Maybe he doesn't want to build this bond. And this is the last defense against it.
を撫でたくなければそれでいいです。でもそれでも私を忘れていたら許しませんからね。
I feel like this is going to come back. Oh no. This is going to play a role far later on. Because if he dies and gets resurrected, his memory is coming back. Is going to be lost. And at some point going to lose his memory of her. Maybe he doesn't even have to die that much. I feel like she's very conflicted. She's crying and probably a little bit smiling at the same time, getting head pats. But yeah, I feel like that is going to be what is going to happen at some point. He's going to forget her. Lots of very interesting stuff in this episode. We defeated the Demon King. We got the Holy Sword. She had like the ultimate ability. She survived. He survived. They can be regenerated partially as well. But there still may be memory loss. Okay. But that regeneration is most likely also only because of him. He did say... Did he say that he did it? Doesn't really tell us. It could also be part of the book. The book has a bunch of little jewels and stuff. Not enough for the goddesses. But okay, we can regenerate. The repair shop got mentioned again, which King supposedly went to once. But we don't really know what is going on with that. It seems different. It could be the part where they, if you are not healable, they just kill you to replace you, resurrect you fully again. We got a third confirmation about the demon worshippers or coexisters. We saw Dota again bringing what we needed in the moment. However, the Swindler also got us something we needed in the moment. The Nobis appeared and the Mercenaries, which gave the little lapse in judgment for the Demon Lord, so we could attack and deal a lot of damage, luring it into our trap. The sword looked like it stabbed the soul, or maybe it has like a black hole ability and can suck enemies in. Interesting. There does not seem to be someone who was betraying us inside. At least not in this group. Most of the episode was fighting. Very interesting. Of all the things, at the beginning, I was like, why are people so excited? Because the first episode was good, don't get me wrong. But it wasn't something where I would be like, hey, you need to watch the show. It's so good. However, every following episode, I feel like the show gets better and better. There's so much stuff behind the scenes. Apart from all the good fighting, the animation, they know where to save. The whole fight with Tatsuya, a lot of saved frames, so they can spend more time on the fight against the Demon Lord, which is the more important one. They know how to prioritize very well. And the show has a lot going for it. It is very surprising. And probably one of my favorites this season.